Mr. Chairperson, Your Excellencies, dear friends. Finland aligns herself with the statement of the European Union and its member states. I have the honor to deliver this statement on behalf of the Nordic countries, Denmark, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, and my own country, Finland. The Agenda 2030 remains our shared vision to end poverty and hunger while respecting the planetary boundaries. Now the COVID-19 pandemic is undermining decades of development efforts. During the pandemic, children in many countries have had to deal with key areas of their daily lives being disturbed. Most concerning are the effects on children who were already in disadvantaged or vulnerable situation, such as children living in poverty, children belonging to minority groups, or children with disabilities. The pre-existing inequalities have deepened, and there are alarming reports on increased exposure to abuse and discrimination and the reduced access to services. This will impact the lives of children for a long time ahead. There is an intergenerational cycle of poverty and deprivation that needs to be broken. We need to focus on promoting all children's rights and well-being so that no one is left behind. We must see childhood as a whole and to take all necessary measures to ensure that all children are included. In tackling inequalities, we need multiple measures to address poverty and social exclusion of girls, boys, as well as children identifying in other ways. These include education, social and health services, as well as child and parental leave benefits. Through universal social protection and investing in children, we also create well-being for the whole life cycle, for youth and for the old. Dear friends, when we talk about children and food security, I would like to highlight the role of healthy and nutritious school meals, which can be subsidized in many ways, such as through economic support to families with children. Good nutrition and healthy meals support equal opportunities and education for all and act as a widespread social safety net. Helping to secure this for students for low-income families in particular is a good investment for the future. The pandemic has highlighted the interlinkages between food production and health and the importance of One Health approach. Food-related global challenges are often systemic in nature and require cooperation between different levels and between different stakeholders. Food insecurity is increased by disasters, conflicts, and other crises. The Nordic countries strongly support the multilateral system in addressing the global challenges. Everyone should be entitled to produce and obtain safe, healthy and nutritious food. Dear friends, the pandemic has also highlighted underlying inequalities. Persons in vulnerable positions and situations have been disproportionately affected. This includes persons with disabilities. It is essential that all services and the digital and green transitions are disability inclusive and accessible. The multiple challenges and barriers faced by persons with disabilities have deepened during the pandemic. We call for commitment and concrete actions in order to fulfill the obligations of the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. We must promote the good health, functional capacity and resources of older persons as well as recognize and cherish their role as contributors in the society. We reiterate the call for the active implementation of the UN Decade of Healthy Aging. Dear friends, in line with the ILO Centenary Declaration, we have to ensure decent work and a human-centered approach. A well-functioning social dialogue at national and global level is essential. Tripartite cooperation with social partners has enabled adaptations in the new world of work. Decent work is also built for intergenerational fairness. We need to ensure the right to social protection for all and the development of inclusive social protection systems. As the Secretary General's report states, we are facing a new era for social protection and universal health care. We must ensure that social dimension is fully integrated in the implementation of Agenda 2030. By investing in health and well-being, social security, mental health, gender equality, adequate housing, decent work, food security and nutrition, as well as education and skills, we invest in our children and youth, human capital, and in our economies. The development of a Nordic welfare state and its different components, such as free education and empowerment of women and girls, have facilitated our prosperity and transformation to knowledge-based societies. The Nordic Vision 2030 focuses on sustainability, democracy, decent work, gender equality, welfare and inclusion by working together. And now it is my great pleasure to give the floor to our youth delegate.
Honourable Chair, Member States of the UN. The pandemic has proven us how our world works. The decrease of livelihoods of those in the most vulnerable positions is now appearing as hunger. Hunger, malnutrition, and food insecurity are a man-made crisis that millions of people suffer every day. Even today, over a third of all produced food is going to waste. The main problem is not that there isn't enough food, it is the system that lacks saving people when conflicts or pandemics arise. It is the system where the most vulnerable are left in poverty and without an option. Children and youth are at the risk of poverty and hunger more than before. The increase in youth unemployment, unstable income, social inequality, and lack of opportunities accumulate as poverty and hunger if actions are not taken. There are many other things affecting hunger and food insecurity, such as climate change threatening quality and availability of food. Extreme heat, floods, and many environmental catastrophes cause inevitable problems for generations to come. We have also seen how conflicts increase hunger and poverty. This needs to be further addressed. Without stable environment, peace, security, there are no options for sustainable food industry, nor any income to buy food. Most countries that suffer from extreme hunger and poverty are the ones that were colonized for hundreds of years. These countries were taken away the option of building a country with equal welfare for all. Therefore, it is our common duty to take action and help these countries. Years of greediness, years of colonization and conflicts have formed the hunger we are seeing today. And yet, we are trying to end hunger without actually getting into the root of the problem. Without actually taking necessary steps to end climate change, conflicts, and poverty. We have to ask ourselves, is this the world where we want generations after generations to see? Is this the world where children and youth are actually hurt when they are the most to suffer from hunger and poverty? To end hunger and poverty, we need security. We need peace, equal opportunities. To end hunger, we need to address and solve the issues that are the root of the problem. We urge you, the Member States of the UN, to take actions and end hunger and poverty once and for all. Thank you for your attention.